Maybe you're a team that isn't necessarily looking to take a high-risk, high-reward selection in the first round. Maybe you want a high-character player who probably doesn't have first-line potential, but is a near certainty to be a quality player at a premium position that every NHL team will wish they had on their roster. That's Cole Beaudoin. So when you're talking about Cole Beaudoin, the player, and his strengths, you have to start out with his compete level. Beaudoin is constantly working on the ice. He forechecks like a demon. He backchecks relentlessly. He's basically a coach's dream. Beaudoin also very much looks like he'll be able to stick at center at the NHL level. He's got ideal size for the position. He helps out as defenseman quite well on zone exits. He has a physical dimension to his game. He's not afraid to battle in the corners. He throws some big hits. In fact, he's actually one of the most physically built players in the draft class. He performed really well at the NHL Combine. In the end, Cole Beaudoin just looks like an NHL center. Beaudoin isn't lacking for skill either, particularly as a passer. Look, he's not a flashy passer. He's not going to end up on the highlight reel all that often. But his feeds are accurate, and they're decisive, and they get the play moving up ice quickly and efficiently. His passes might not end up on SportsCenter, but they will lead to a fair amount of goals. And this again speaks to his potential as a role player. He flashes serious penalty-killing upside, and that speaks to his compete level, to be sure, but it also makes him really easy to envision him fitting in to a support role on an NHL team and being really valuable in that role. Cole Beaudoin isn't a guy who needs to be in a scoring role to hit as a prospect. He can fit very nicely as a middle to bottom of the lineup guy and provide excess value in that role. And finally, we're talking about a high character player and a guy who can help you build a culture if that's what you're looking to build. Now, on to the weaknesses. The big one is his skating. Cole Beaudoin has a heavy stride, and he lacks pretty much anything remotely resembling a dynamic top-end gear. Now, the compete and the motor do help him to make up for the skating limitations a bit, that's true, but he's still no speed demon, and he probably never will be, and that's especially important given the fact that he's already a physical beast. It's not like he's going to get much faster by getting stronger. He's already really strong. Beaudoin's puck skills are also more on the level of fine than truly great. He's not going to make defenders miss or dangle through opposing defenses very often. He's going to have to play a pretty straightforward, simple game if he wants to succeed at the NHL level. Beaudoin's shooting ability also nothing special. He definitely flashes more upside as a passer than a shooter. And despite the high compete level, I'm not sure I see a guy with elite defensive instincts. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be bad defensively. He works really hard and he plays a game that it's hard for me to imagine him being a liability. But I don't think you draft Cole Beaudoin thinking he's going to be a low-key Selke candidate. He's not that kind of defensive player. I look at Cole Beaudoin and I see a guy who screams really, really good bottom six NHL center. And some people might scoff at that, but there's value in a really good 3C. Maybe even a really good 2C if he hits his absolute ceiling. But there's serious value in having a great role player, a high character guy who checks all the boxes and can be one of those do the little things guys that every winning team needs. That really is Cole Beaudoin in a nutshell.
We all silly like the mayor.